Iranian strategy was that under the Obama-Biden, they came up with what they called creative tension. And that meant that they were going to empower Iran through the Iran deal. They were going to lift the oil sanctions. And they were going to stop the terrorist designation of the Houthis. They were going to increase money to the Palestinians, even Hamas, et cetera, et cetera. And then an empowered Iran would be played off against Israel and the Gulf Arab Sunni monarchies. And then the United States would adjudicate that tension, being slightly in favor of revolutionary underclass regimes. And I think Obama thought that just as he sided with the community organizing activity in the United States, so he saw the Shia and the Persians as the underdogs in the Middle East. Okay, Trump came in and blew all that up. And everybody said there were going to be a war. He said the Houthis are terrorists and they're not going to get any money in the financial system. And we're not going to give a dime to Hamas or the PA because it's fungible and they use that money for weaponry and tunneling. And we're not going to go back in that crazy Iran deal, and we're going to sanction them. And we're going to cut off, and $100 billion he cut off. And then he said, you know what? No daylight. Anytime there's daylight between Israel and the United States, somebody comes in and says, we can destroy the Jewish state. So Golan Heights remain Israelis in perpetuity. Move the embassy. He did all of that. Biden came in, and Anthony Blinken just before, as I said earlier, just before October 7th said it was the calmest period in 20 years. So whatever Trump did, it worked. And then they repealed, and I mean literally every single statute. They gave $6 billion for hostages. They gave them the $100 billion oil revenues. They said the Houthis were not terrorists. Hamas needs money. And we got into the present situation. In other words, anytime Israel's enemies feel that Israel is constrained, or to the extent it is not, it will only reply proportionally to aggression. It's in big trouble, and there will be a war. Anytime the United States says we are going to protect the only democracy in the Middle East, and we have a special relations with the Jewish state, as does the Jewish state with its historic homeland from biblical era, and we're not going to tell Israel what it must do or can't do. It's going to protect itself. We're going to help them with the wherewithal because it's in Western interest. And so anytime that happens, Israel is safe. Now, right now, it's in a terrible position because the world has told it, you cannot deal with Hezbollah. They have 150,000 rockets. You cannot kill an idea with Hamas. The Houthis are too far away, and the Saudis committed war crimes against them, and we sided with them at one point. And Iran will have the bomb, and you'll have to fly over Jordan and Saudi, and it's just too hard to do. And by the way, we want you to be proportional, even after October 7th. And Israel, it's entirely dependent on technology and resupply from the United States. I don't mean entirely in the sense that it gets all of it, but to wage a full stage reprisal, it'll run out of munitions unless we supply them.